So less than a year ago, I went to the Spanish Grand Prix and I promised all my Instagram followers I will tell you about my experience, but I didn't. I didn't tell you anything because my idea was to write an entry for my blog telling you everything about it. But I have so much to tell you about that writing all of that, it's impossible. So since I'm a professional yapper, I thought this was a better idea and also an excuse to revive my YouTube channel. Now, I don't want to make this video only about myself and my experience. I also want to give you advice. I want to tell you the things that I regret, the things that I wouldn't repeat, or the things that I will do now that I have my first experience in a GP. So if you're thinking about going to the Spanish Grand Prix or any other Grand Prix, you can take notes. So, let's start. By the way, look at my beautiful Formula 1 car socks. They bring good luck, okay? That's why I'm using them. Before we start, I want to give you a disclaimer because my old phone was a big and the camera quality was horrible, so all the pictures and all the videos you are about to see are blurry, are shaking all the time, but
it's like this.
Also, I'm going to the Spanish Grand Prix this year too, so if you want to see more content, I'm also trying to make a vlog. You should subscribe and follow me on Instagram for more. Also, before we start, just a little reminder that not everyone can go to a GP. It's really expensive. You are going to spend a lot of money on flights, on tickets, on hotels, so it's not for everyone. Honestly, I'm only able to go to the Spanish Grand Prix because I don't have friends, I never go out, I never do anything. I only go on summer holidays with my family, so all the money I get from birthdays, from Christmas, is to spend at the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's start with the tickets. I got my tickets at the Circuit's webpage, which is probably cheaper and easier, because if you have any problem, you can DM them or you can send them an email and they will answer for sure. But you can look in other places like P1 Travel or F1 Experiences. It's just more expensive. You have many different grandstands, you have general admission, and there is a wide range of prices. So I totally recommend going to the circuit's page and looking. In my case, last year I went to the Carlos grandstand. It was 194 euros, which is really cheap for the Spanish Grand Prix. And also, if you go to the Carlos grandstand, you get this flag and this cap. I would say it's for free, but you are literally paying for it, so it's not. And also you get 5 euros to spend on food or drinks or whatever you want inside the circuit. And also the vibes from that grandstand were amazing. The bathrooms were very close, the fan zone was quite near, although you have to walk a lot, and you get to see Carlos Sainz in front of you, so that's amazing. And you literally can get tickets all over the year. They usually come out in November, October, then you have more tickets in April, in March. So if you still don't have tickets, no problem. You can still get the Carlos Grandstand tickets, or you can get general admission tickets too, I believe. Now, with the tickets, you obviously get to go on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know if the Spanish Grand Prix only has tickets for one day, but you can look for it. If you go a couple of days before to Barcelona, on Wednesdays you have a show where you can see Carlos and other drivers. And on Thursdays, like in any other circuit, are the pit walks. Don't be dumb like me. If you can go from Wednesday, I totally recommend it. I haven't been there, but this year we are going and it's going to be amazing for sure. Let's talk about the accommodation because that's also a really stressful thing about the Spanish Grand Prix. In my case, I stayed in an Airbnb in Mataró, which is not close to the circuit, so if you don't have patience like me, I don't recommend it. If you don't like getting up early, I also don't recommend it, but it was cheaper, so I think the most common and cheaper way of staying in Barcelona are hostels, but you have to have in mind that you have to share a room with other people. Now, transportation. I went to Barcelona by plane because I live in Spain but pretty far away from Barcelona. So I took a plane on Friday and it was the most stressful thing of my life that I'm not repeating anymore. And to go to the circuit, you have different options. You can pay around 50 euros for a bus and you can take the bus every day at pretty much every hour, or you can take the train, which I did. And let me tell you, it was really stressful, it's very crowded. Yes, it's cheap, but you are going to queue for hours, you are going to have to be standing on the train with more people, so just know that information. And then the bus will leave you close to the circuit, you only have to walk like 5 minutes or 10, and the train station is 30 minutes away. The good thing about the station and walking to the circuit is that you have a lot of merch on the way. It's sometimes cheap merch. So, as I said, I traveled to Barcelona on Friday and I'm not repeating anymore because my flight was really early in the morning. I got so nervous because it was my first time taking a plane alone that I didn't sleep. I don't want to be very graphic, but I spent a lot of time on the bathroom and it was so stressful because if you think about it, I was flying on the same day of pre-practice. So even if my flight was very early, I also had issues with my Airbnb host and I had to leave my luggage in a locker. But I have to say that the stress was worth it because once I got to the circuit and got to watch the cars for the first time, I was shocked and I literally wanted to cry. I also got to meet a couple of friends for the first time in years. So on Saturday, I tried to get up early to watch the interviews at the fan zone, but I was not lucky because I got up early, but when I got to the circuit, the queue was pretty long and I missed them. It was also really hot, so I recommend if you are thinking about going, have that in mind. Take water, take sunscreen, throw water in your head, whatever, because you are going to die. But to be honest, it was worth it again because I got to meet the girls across the grid girls, especially the Spanish girls across the grid group, and some of them gave me bracelets. This one says "Let's go Lando" and Spanish GP. I got another one for Fernando, but I gave it to a friend. And let's be honest, I don't know which girls gave me these bracelets, but I'm keeping them for the rest of my life. And watching Lando take a pole while I was there was so special to me, you can't even imagine. Also, the Spanish GP is quite entertaining because if you think about it, you have Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3. Not this year, but last year we had F1 Academy too, so you are going to be very entertained. And if you don't want to look at those, if you only want to watch Formula 1, you have activities on the fan zone, you can walk around, you can buy merch, so don't worry about being bored. Now, the moment we all were waiting for, Sunday. Sunday started a little bit strange because we got rain. It was not a lot of rain, so I was only covering my head with a towel. I have to admit I had a poncho, but it was not necessary. Also, if you are thinking about taking white clothes to the Grand Prix, don't. My bag and my jacket were white and they ended up being brown. So definitely don't take white clothes with you. And as I said, Sunday was amazing because during the driver's parade, Carlos stopped in his grandsons. I was sitting quite far, so the only thing I could see were the flags waving around and his face was like this, but at least I saw him, so I'm quite happy with that. It's definitely really different from watching on TV, but the sound, watching the cars with your eyes, the vibes you get from other fans, it's honestly amazing. and in some grandstands you can watch on the TV. My only problem was that the TV was really far away, so I couldn't see a thing. I only knew what was happening when the cars were in front of me. But I had a lot of fun, and if you don't know, when the race ends, you can enter the track, which I didn't, and I regret it very much. So this year, I'm totally staying and going inside the track. And on Monday, I was a tourist for a day. It's true that I didn't see many things because I was so tired and I wasn't enjoying it. My feet were destroyed and I couldn't walk anymore. And that's when I got post-race depression. It does exist and it's true. If there is something specific you want to know, please ask me. I will answer in my comments, I will answer on Instagram, whatever you like. And also, if you don't know what to take to a GP, I want to make a list with things I took and things I didn't take that I regret. I will probably put it here. That was all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're going to the Spanish Grand Prix, let me know. We can meet each other. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.